I know the whole started from just a meeting with my previous boss and the first head of the center, Margo Kulski, who is a renowned demographer and economist. And in fact, he's just a founding father of migration research in Poland. So it all started with his seminar at the University of Warsaw. And migration studies are fascinating, and they are fascinating particularly in a country like Poland, that is just hugely evolving in migration terms. So when we started, and it was mid-1990s, Poland was predominantly emigration country. So what we were doing at the time was just studying migration flows of Polish people. Right now, I'd say the majority of our projects, they are targeting immigrant populations, and also the issues and challenges are completely different. So this is what we like in this area. It's simply changing, evolving, and we just need to adjust somehow. So it's still fascinating. No, Poland is, if we just speak in migration terms, Poland is a very specific country, particularly if we refer to immigration. Because, in fact, in the case of Poland, since the late 1990s, apparently there were some migration flows to Poland, but they have been very limited in nature. So we speak in numbers, Poland just a few years back was the country with the lowest share of immigrants in the population. So we could just literally say that Polish was a homogeneous country. And it started to change only after 2014 with a massive flow of Ukrainian migrants to Poland. But still, those migrants are, again, they are quite specific as for European standards, because they are quite close in cultural terms, and majority of them, they are labor migrants. They are workers, they are active on the labor market, and they are contributing to Polish economy. And apparently, against this context, what is striking in Poland is that we still see a rise of populist movements. For example, Poland is among those countries in Europe with the highest anti-Muslim sentiment. And again, that it's super interesting, also in research terms, where it comes from. Because the population of Muslim immigrants in Poland is less than 10,000 people, so it's really marginal. But still, there's a growing perception that somehow Muslim immigrants, they present sort of threat to Polish society, Polish economy. So that's why I said that Poland is specific, because it's somehow homogeneous, for example, as compared to countries like Italy or Greece or Western European countries, and still at the same time, it has been confronted with the same challenges and the same issues. So this is what we are just trying to solve these days also, in research terms, but also in other terms like within this project. I would express it maybe other way around. I think what's really problematic these days in Poland is that we are somehow living our own myth of great Poland, great white Poland. Poland, there is pride of its Christianity, and it becomes more and more problematic in recent days. That's my impression. So I guess they are two forces. They are just, and there is a clear tension between those forces. So those people who are more liberal, and the rest who are still somehow trying to preserve this particular vision or imaginary of Poland. And it's also quite visible if we just speak about migration, attitudes towards migrants, and just what's going on around these topics. So this is fascinating, in fact, the whole issue about methodologies, because in fact, Poland used to be a very heterogeneous country, let's say in 16th, 17th century, and it was very proud of it. Unfortunately, it's somehow completely lost. So paradoxically, the communist time completely destroyed this side of the myth, and right now, we just what we have is just a myth of homogeneous and white Poland. Maybe I should start with following. What we are doing, we focus almost exclusively on research. For example, we do not teach students, we don't have students. So we do research, and we do our best to share our outcomes with also general public. So this is what we perceive as our mission. And this is also why we just started this project. And this is in fact our first attempt to enter the area of art, and we are just trying to build those bridges between research narratives and artistic narratives. So for us, it's very new. And this is also why I guess a few of us are very enthusiastic about the project, and including myself. But still, it's just the first experience. We really don't know what will happen. I have to say that apparently some of our researchers, they are somehow reluctant. They do not know how it will work with our general research agenda. But still, I wouldn't expect much influence on our work. Rather, I guess it can bring more fun also to us as to researchers. And first of all, it can just help us to disseminate also our results. In these days, it's not only about publishing papers or writing books, it's also about talking to people, participating in various events. And that's why for institutions like the center, it's super important. So that's why I'm also very happy to be part of it.